Have you ever noticed how you can do everything for your woman and still feel alone, unseen, unappreciated, or disrespected? High value driven men who are also high performers don't deal with this issue because they understand women differently than 99% of men. And I'm going to show you how exactly coming from a woman. Hey guys, my name is Natalie. I help married business owners strengthen their love life to elevate their business success. In this video, I'll show you why high driven men understand women differently and how it earns them respect, everlasting sexual attraction, unshakable trust, deep connection, and lasting intimacy. The number one thing, they prioritize intimacy. Yeah, they know that intimacy fuels them as a man. When intimacy is alive, the relationship flows with ease, communication improves, tension dissolves, she becomes warm, expressive, supportive, and connected to you. And when life gets busy, stressful, or chaotic, because it will, they don't let intimacy be the first thing to go. They schedule it, protect it, and treat it with the same priority they give their business commitments. It strengthens her respect and attraction to him. Intimacy prevents disconnection, resentment, and drifting. And it also keeps both partners invested into the mission. High-driven men don't see intimacy as extra. They see it as an essential maintenance for a thriving relationship. And that's exactly why their relationships don't fall apart. They actively nurture what most men unfortunately neglect. They don't see it as a high valuable asset. Intimacy is hugely important in any relationship. You cannot neglect that. What you neglect will die. I'm not trying to be negative here. I am just trying to get into your head of what us women, we want to just scream out and yell and say. We all need it. What you neglect will die. What you focus on will flourish. So wouldn't you want your intimacy to flourish? Just imagine, I want you to visualize a little bit what that would look like. The intimacy that you're getting, the communication, the bonding, the deep connection and trust. Imagine that for a moment, what it can do for you as a man. I have to tell you, sometimes when I see my men just, stressed and really have so much going on in his life, and I know he does. And most men, they're not expressive. They're not, you're not going to tell us. I get it. When I see him so stressed, as a wife, I do have to step up as well. I'm not expecting him to step up even though he's a leader, but I know when I have to step up, right? And, when we start communicating and we're forming this intimacy, I swear to you, the next day, he looks completely different. I can't explain to you, but, when he's all stressed out and intimacy, we kind of fallen short a little bit on the intimacy because life gets chaotic. I just see this cloud over him. Like I visualize like a cloud over him, and he's just like, just a lot going on and kind of sad. He won't admit it, but he's a little bit sad in that way. And I'm like, you know what? Let me spice things up a little bit. This is what he needs. And then the moment we have those encounters, that deep connected intimacy, he's a complete changed man. I don't know what it is. Like sunrise, sunshine everywhere. I don't see that cloud over his head anymore. It's really weird. And I'm like, wow, like he needs this. And I'm sure a lot of men do as well. And it just made me open up my eyes, and it made me realize a lot just from how important intimacy is. When I actively make intimacy a priority, and he does too, I am more sexually attracted to him. I'll be the first one to tell you. I just become so much more attracted to him, not only emotionally, mentally, physically, but sexually, that I want more of him, right? Because that's what we're focusing on. What you focus on grows. It is the craziest thing. It works. I'm like, wow, after we're incorporating more intimacy in our life, I just constantly just want more of him. So he's getting what he wants, I'm getting what I want, and we're both, doing incredible things in life. So the moment my husband understood that principle, to prioritize intimacy in our relationship, he became far more capable, far more unstoppable. He can literally do anything that his heart desires as a man to take on the world however way he wanted to. Also, if you want to earn respect, that deep connection, sexual attraction, trust, and lasting intimacy in your relationship, just comment, "Give me the guide" below this video, and we'll send you the link to access to it immediately. So high-driven men, don't wait for intimacy to naturally happen. It'll never happen. If you see the log that is not on fire, you gotta light that thing up, honey, because she's not going to. Who is the leader in the relationship? You are. And leaders do what? They take action. They take initiative. If they see something wrong, they fix it. You're a natural fixer. You are a natural problem solver. You have to step up, or else no one is going to step up. We can't expect our spouse to step up. Expectation kills intimacy altogether. Is not even funny. When you are a high-performing man, and just a high performer in general, there's expectations, right? But you got to define what those expectations are. It's okay to know your standards, to know your morals, to know what it is that you want. But when you do something to expect something back, that is sowing something that you don't want. It's called almost like manipulation in a way. It all comes down to what it is that you're sowing. If you're sowing that, she's naturally going to give that back to you. But when you do something and you don't expect something back in return, at least immediately, it's going to be a very hard road for you. This is something that we struggled a lot in our relationship, and we're finally getting better. When I expected a lot from him, when I expected things from him, he also did the exact same thing to me. So I had to think about, okay, why is he like expecting so much? Like, why is this happening? Oh, it's because I am literally sowing that and it's reaping it. I am causing this. I am the root of this issue. So I had to be like, okay, no more expectations. I know what I want, but I also need to have boundaries. There's a difference between expectations and boundaries. The moment you get clear on what expectations really mean, the more you will start to fuel intimacy in your marriage. High-performing men, high-driven, valuable men, they create that intimacy and they also protect it. And they schedule it. When life gets busy, you get so busy. You want to build something great and leave a great legacy behind for your family. But what's going to get you there? It's your spouse, your greatest valuable asset is going to get you there. She doesn't have to be in business with you. She was created perfectly for you to succeed and go out there and do it hard as you can and be unstoppable. I want to change that paradigm of yours that she is your greatest valuable asset. When you protect it, when you create that intimacy and you schedule it when life gets busy, you will see your business skyrocket. If you're not happy with where you're at in your marriage and you're definitely not as satisfied as you would like to be or content in your business, it starts what you are doing at home with her. She is the one that's going to take you there. Why? Why can I claim that? Just ask my husband. He would literally tell you that he's given me all the credit as to why he is a phenomenal, valuable man that he is today, because of the confidence, because of the courage, because of me believing in him, as to why he can do all these things in business and everywhere else that he is doing in life. He'll tell you this right now. He's just not here. But maybe if you want him to be in one of these videos, just let me know, comment down below so you can hear it from the actual source. But I am telling you all this coming from a woman, because women, sometimes we don't really speak our mind, or some of us, we don't really speak our mind or our needs or what it is that we need. We just kind of like are quiet and go day to day because we're all so busy. If we have kids, we're busy. So there's no communication going on. But I'm the source here, and I will tell you exactly what she needs, what she is thinking. But at the end of the day, she is right there in front of you for you to ask her. And if she's not ready to tell you, you continue to respect that, continue to invest into yourself, and learn how women think, but make sure it's from the right people. Physical connection isn't just about pleasure. It's about energy. It's about bonding and focus. They see intimacy as an advantage, not an extra or a chore. It's terrible. We're all selfish beings, okay? We're all selfish in some kind of way. Most men, they only think about intimacy when they want it. And it has to be a two-way street on this thing. Elite men, right? They think about intimacy when their marriage needs it. So if you know that maybe your marriage is crumbling a little bit, intimacy is literally communication. What I just told you, the bonding, the energy, the listening, the being present, all those things that women crave. We are so different than men. So incredibly different than men. But we were created for you guys to succeed out there. You just have to learn a little bit what's going on. We're more on the emotional side of things. We want you to listen to us about nothing, but we will make you feel like a king. That's how it works. So here's the difference, you guys. The average man, intimacy is optional. It's whenever I want it. We're selfish. We get it. We're all selfish. But to high-driven men, intimacy is a fuel for them and also a fuel for their wives. We crave intimacy too, but you can't just like demand it. Like, what? You can't demand intimacy at all. It's something so sacred that you got to protect it and know how to unlock it with her. So high value driven men who are high performers, they understand that physical connection isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's mental and spiritual alignment with their woman. Intimacy keeps a marriage bonded and secure. It restores a man's emotional energy. Now, what also elite men do, they understand that women follow emotional leadership, not logic, which is challenging for men to get into the state of mind because you were wired to think logically than emotionally. But listen here, if you actively work on that, things will change in your marriage. I know it's challenging. My man is working on it himself too. I get it. It takes time. Most men try to earn respect through arguments, explanations, or just being right. The big, fat, hairy ego in the way. They choose ego over the goal. They choose ego over deep connection, intimacy, respect. If you're not getting respect, are you respecting her? Yes, I am respecting her. Well, maybe you're respecting her in a way that you think you are. But did you ever thought to ask her, how do you feel respected? In the beginning of our relationship, him and I, he thought he was respecting me. And I thought he was too, but deep down, he wasn't. In different areas of our relationship, he wasn't respecting me. And I didn't even know that, But it was only recently that I found out, oh yeah, we both were not respecting one another. So if you feel it, if you know you're getting disrespect back, why? You have sown disrespect unintentionally. You don't even know that you did. But because you're getting disrespect back, it's because you have sown that. So it's just a matter of getting real with yourself and say, because that's what I did with him. It's like we were both being disrespectful. And it doesn't have to mean like yelling, arguments, things like that. No, it had nothing to do with it. When we had that communication, we moved forward past it, our relationship became even more aligned. We're tackling those hard conversations. It's okay to have those hard conversations in an honorable, respectful way and be true and be real and honest. Yeah, hon, we were not respecting each other as to why we were having all these issues. Women, we don't follow logic as much as we want to. That's not how we were created. And we were created this way for a reason, to be more emotional, for a reason for you. You can learn that emotional tone. High-driven men understand this. They get this. They know that a woman respects the man who creates calm, not chaos. Your life may be so chaotic, but you protect her peace, her calmness. She follows a man who leads himself, not the man who explains himself. Emotional stability is more attractive than emotional reactivity. When a man masters emotional leadership, respect rises naturally without force. Most men lead with strategy and structure, but avoid feelings altogether. That's not going to create intimacy at all or trust. We need a little bit of feelings. I know it's really hard. I'm not saying go ahead and cry on her shoulder all the time. No, we don't want that either. But knowing the balance, knowing how to do that. And I know, high-performing men, high-value men, the elite men, they have to be strong for their family. They, even though they have their inner struggles, they have to be strong for them. And it's hard. But when you can lay safely with her, it's an experience that every man need with their spouse. I see that within my spouse. He has a lot going on in the moment. And it's hard for him to get into the point of being emotional. I get it. But I let him know, and I say, and I respect him, and I say, honey, just know that I'm here for you. I'm your wife. You can share these things with me. I am a safe place to land. This is our relationship, not anybody else's. So women, we can comfort. And we want that with you. And when we see you being vulnerable, like emotional and vulnerable is not the same thing. When we see you being vulnerable, meaning honest about how you feel, we love that from you. We love that because we understand how much of a struggle you're facing, not for you to get validation or be a victim, but we see that vulnerability, that honesty within you with your feelings. We want to do more for you because we see the real you within. It's not always, I gotta put a face on because I can't see my family break. I can't let my family see me break. But that's your wife. That's different. And we want to see that. And we want to see you lay down those walls. And we want to be there for you and comfort you and support you the best way we can, the best way we know how. Elite men, they listen, they validate and address conflict before it festers. That's how they create safety instead of silence. And love isn't logical. It'll never be logical. Choosing love over feelings is logical. Vision for your marriage isn't logical. You have to have vision, especially if you're building something out there. You got to have vision, but you got to have vision in your marriage. Having faith in your relationship isn't logical. Faith isn't logical. Not everything needs to be logical in order for everything to make sense. Not everything has to make sense. If it brings results, why does it matter being logical? I'm a results-driven person. So I just take action on the things that I want and get results from. Whereas, he is more on the logical side, which is phenomenal. And I give him the courage to take action on big decisions in business. And he admires me for the fact that he's like, you know what? You just take action and that's it. You don't get inside your head. You just do what motivates you, and that's getting the end result. And he gets inspired by that. And I really help him take those big business decisions that it's really hard to make. And I remind him of who he is, of his capabilities, of how phenomenal he truly is within. That's what he needs in order to get what he wants. And women, your wife, we have this gift. This is a gift, the gift of courage. Okay, we give you need that courageous spirit coming from your wife in order for you to do big, great things. You can only go so far by yourself, right? It's kind of like building a business. You need a team to get you where you need to go. Who's your team at home? Your wife. Your wife is. She is the one that fuels you as a man that you need from her, that being courageous and building you up. Can you imagine as a man getting all those things, getting the support, getting the respect, and having her believe in you? Can you imagine having all those things within you as a man coming from your wife? Can you imagine what all you can do? You're unstoppable. As a reminder, and you have to get this, I have put together a free guide on the 5 steps to rebuild respect, connection, and support in your relationship. If you want to get it, just comment below the video, give me the guide, and we'll send you over the link to download it. Or you can simply click the link in the description below to grab it as well. And listen to me, attraction, intimacy, respect isn't lost with time. It's lost when leadership fades at home. If you want to understand why the 1% get more respect, more trust, and more connection at home than the average man ever will, I highly recommend that you watch this video next here. It breaks down how elite men listen differently and why that one skill earns them more intimacy, more influence, and more admiration and respect in their relationship. highly recommend you watch this video next. Tap it here now. See you in the next video. Bye.